Okay. Again, this is a tutorial is on the constructor in Java. Means, right, let us create this one. Constructor. Okay, in constructor in Java is a special type of method that can be used to initialize the object. It is invoked at the time of object creation. Why it is called constructor? Because it will provide data for the object. That's why it is called constructor. There is two rules. The rule 1, that is, constructor name must be same as its class name. Class name and the constructor name must be same. Okay, class name and the constructor name must be same. The second one, constructor must have no explicit return type. It is never have the explicit return type. In types of constructor, there is two types of constructor. See, first one is default. Default constructor. It is also called no argument constructor. No arguments are passed here. That's why it is called default constructor. Then comes a parameterized constructor. See, this is the parameterized constructor. Java has default constructor and parameterized constructor. In default constructor, there is no parameter. Let us consider the example. No parameter means we are simply just writing this constructor. See, the class is student. I am a student. Okay, let us create this class student, declaring main. Okay, we will create the default constructor here. Default constructor, see, default constructor means same as the class name. I am student. Let us run this one. Build successful. Okay, why it is not displaying? We are not created the object here. We need to create object here. We created the object. See, I am student. That means see, the name of the student and this one both are same. That means the class name and the constructor name is same. Here we are not passing any parameter. That's why it is called default constructor. As soon as when the object is created, it will invoke this constructor. That is, I am student. See what happens when there is no object. As I already told you that constructor are invoked at the time of object creation. Means here I created this constructor with I am a student. When the object is not created, let us run this one. See, build successful. We are getting nothing. That means the constructor is not invoked. The constructor is invoked only at the time of object creation. Now let us see. see I am student, it is showing, means it is invoked. Means if there is no constructor in the class, compiler will automatically create a default constructor. If we are not created this constructor also, the constructor will automatically create, compiler will automatically create this one. Let us see what happens. The default values, you will understand it better when there is a default values. Student 1, okay, this is a constructor. What is default constructor? Let us see this one. Void display. Say for student I am having name. Okay, I am just printing here ID and name. ID and name. As I already created this object, I will just display it. See what happens. Let us run this one. 0 and null means 0 and null means, see here we are not initializing the ID, either we are not initializing the name, we are just displaying ID and name. See, when the object is created, automatically the constructor will invoked, the compiler invoke this constructor. That's why we are getting the output as 0 and null, means S1 display, it will display. There is no necessity of displaying 0, we are not initialized ID as 0, but default constructor is initialize this value as 0 and this as null. Okay, now let us move on to this parameterized constructor. The constructor which has the parameter is called parameterized constructor. Where the parameterized is used when we have to pass the different values, then parameterized constructor is used. For the similar program, we are using the displaying SD and ID for parameterized constructor. I am creating the parameterized constructor. The name should be same as class name, but we are passing the parameter. Okay, then s1 dot display, we are displaying this one. Let me create one more object. Okay, we are displaying this one, s2 dot display. Okay, what happens, we need to provide some values here. 111 comma c from, as this is parameter is passing here 3 comma Arun. We will get the output as 311 Ram 123 Arun. Let us run this one. Okay, we are getting some error. Okay, what is the error? So it is not closing. Close this one, run. We are getting the output, there is no doubt in that. Means see, here we created the parameterized constructor with the parameter int and then string n. That means I is stored in id and this is stored in n. We are just printing id and name. As soon as here the object created, it will pass this parameter 111 here, 111 rom. Okay, these 111 and rom will goes here and this will goes here, and it will comes and print here as it will print here, then rom. It will print. So we are getting the output as 111 and then rom. This is parameterized constructor. Then it comes a constructor overloading. What happens if you overload the constructor? Constructor overloading means taking the constructor, more than one constructor in a class is constructor overloading. Means I am defining one more constructor within the classes, it will be overloaded. I am considering one more factor here. I will consider student age factor. It is just displaying int, and I am creating one more constructor. Okay, see here there is more than one constructor, then we say that it is overloaded. We need to print this one. It is age. Suppose I am giving here age of the Arun as 21. Let us run this one. See, here we are getting the another parameter age as 21. This is invoked as default. Default it is 0. We are not mentioning anything. See, this is constructor overloading. Why? Because here there is one constructor and here we are having another constructor. There is two constructor in a same class, that's why it is overloaded. We are created integer I. Here we are considering this is a age factor. We are defining this one as an age factor. Okay, it will comes here and print it here. When this calls 111 rom, it will goes to this one, this constructor. It will print 111 and rom. When 123 Arun 121, it will call here and it will checks. Here there is only two parameters. It will comes here. The compiler will detect the constructor based on the number of parameters we are using. Here see, there is only two parameters. We are using only two parameters, one parameter, two parameter. Here there are three parameters, 1, 2 and 3 parameters. Based on this one we are differentiating. Okay, there is few difference between constructor and method. See, constructor must always have return type, must not have return type. Method must always have return type. See, constructor is here, the constructor is invoked implicitly, where the method is invoked explicitly. Okay, how to copy this constructor? We want to copy this constructor, means without taking this value, we are just copying this constructor. See, this 111 rom will be copied to the one more object s2, the same values. here there is two constructor. We will copy this as yes, we are copying this one. Then name as name. Yeah, we don't require the age factor. See, s1 is displaying means we are just copying the constructor. With the help of this constructor, see, first we will run this one. Okay, there is an error here. We are not using the age factor. Let us run this one. See, we are just copying with the help of constructor, means taking this value. See, here we have already created one constructor. There is another constructor. We are taking the help of this constructor. Here we will get the int value and string name values. We are copying this value with the help of this constructor student and stored here. Then this will be printed here. This is with the help of constructor we are copying. Now, copying without using constructor. Means we will simply create one constructor here. This is default constructor. This is parameterized constructor. The values will comes here. It will just display it here. We don't want this one. This will be left blank. We are copying s2.id. We are copying s1 id value to s2. Name here. Just running this one. See, we are getting the same output, means we are not using the constructor here. Earlier we used the constructor to copy this one. Here we have only parameterized constructor. This is a default constructor. The value will comes here, id and name. This will be displayed for s1. Then we are taking the s1 id to s2 and s2 name to s2, and this value will be printed here. Okay guys, please like my video, share, subscribe. You can also download my app Java tutorial. It is available in the Play Store. If you have any doubts, you can leave the comment below. In order to download my app available in the Play Store, the link in the description is given. Okay, thank you guys.